Hi, welcome along again to another drum tutorial. Welcome also to our new subscribers. Good to have you on board. Do take a moment to look at some of the previous videos, both all these recent uploads that I've been doing since April of this year, and some of the older stuff on there. Some of it's quite interesting. I think it all has some merit of one sort or another. Otherwise, I would have made it private and taken it down by now. So today, as you will see from the title, we're going to be talking about a little concept that I call in-between notes. What does that mean? Well, this particular approach comes in very handy for any of you big band drummers out there when you're phrasing around ensemble fills during high energy, busy passages of music. But for all of you who are not big band or jazz drummers, don't touch that stop button because this is not genre specific. And it can be applied to any kind of ensemble playing where you're phrasing figures with the guys in the band. You can also use it as a soloing and filling tool. It's just one of those little bits of logic that's really good to identify. So what we're going to do to illustrate this, I'm going to take a very simple syncopated phrase in 4/4 time, which is 1 and of 2 and 4, like so. 1, 2, 3, 4. And in between the notes of that phrase, I'm going to do triplet fill. So let's see what happens when we do that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you'll notice that the phrase is moving between the hands. The first note falls on the right hand, the second and third notes on the left. And there's obviously underlying reason for that. So if we just go for now from 1 to the and of 2, let's just take a closer look at the details. Do this really nice and slowly. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and... So just by filling in singles, the and of 2 goes on to the left hand. So if we were to do that in doubles, let's see what happens then. 1, 2, 3, 4. Same thing. The phrase moves from the right hand to the left hand. So logically, we know that if instead of playing the 4 in-between notes as either single strokes or double strokes, if you use some sort of paradiddle sticking, then something's different's going to happen. So let's try that with just a regular single paradiddle. So that, because the left hand is the first note of the triplet fill, it's going to be left, right, left, left. So let's see what happens then. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I've got what I wanted. I wanted the phrase to come out onto the right hand. So rather than singles or doubles, I know that a paradiddle and that was that played with the 3 standard permutations of paradiddle: left, right, left, 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 right, right, left, or left, left, right, left, puts the phrase back onto the right hand. So let's now go to the next stepping stone of the phrase. So let's go from 1 to the and of 2 and then to 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So between the and of 2, 1, 2, we've got 3 notes. So hand-to-hand singles keeps it on the same hand. Because if you put double in there, like so, or the other permutation would be, then that puts the next note in the figure on the left hand. So to conclude the phrase, from beat 4 back to 1 again, so we're going through the entire cycle a second time. So obviously beat 4, we've just got 2 notes. So using that approach, so paradiddle, between the 1 and the end of 2, singles between the end of 2 and 4, and just a double stroke between 4 and 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. So knowing how many notes and what stickings you can apply to that number of notes, and whether that's going to put the next note of the phrase into the left or the right hand, is something that is really good to be aware of. And you can practice this stuff using all the things that we know, all the things about orchestration and the different ways of getting from A to B between 3 sound sources. There are 72 of them in this really quite good book, available from here, and it will only be available for a limited time because we're now down to the last 50 copies of this. If you want a physical copy, then I recommend you get in quickly because they are kind of flying out the door at the moment. And this is something that you can use as, if you want to do like an improvised warm-up, just be moving slowly around the drums at a speed so you can think about what you're doing next, moving away from being completely reliant on muscle memory, and which hand is going to play the next phrase. So an improv approach to practice is really helpful, particularly if you're going to play music where there's a lot of improvisation involved, because you want to be practicing the things you want to get good at. So 1, 2, 3. So here's a little way that you can do like a primer to get good at this phrasing. And what it does, it uses the stick control book again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the stick control pattern on the toms slowly. Okay, so single strokes, pattern number 1, page 5. I'm going to play the in-between notes on the snare, so that gives us this. So pattern number 3, right lead doubles. Pattern number 5, single paradiddle in the regular kind of what I call root position single paradiddle. And so on. So you can hear the rights and lefts of the stick control patterns coming out on the toms. You could do that on cymbals as well if you like. You can do it with any of the orchestration permutations that we know about already. So take that and run with it. And like with so much of this stuff, you're all going to come out sounding different from one another. It enables you to be creative and put your own identity on the material that I'm presenting here. And don't forget to keep those questions coming. There's been a few interesting ones lately, and any particularly good ones I will read out on air and flag up specific questions that one or two of you have had. If you don't want me to do that, then do make that clear in any email or private messaging that you send me. Anyway, take care. Hope you're not all melting in this heat wave that we're having at the moment, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.